hot air balloons up there. See them? God, that reminds my wife. We went up in a hot air balloon once. It was I think my 40th birthday. She booked it like as a surprise. I had no idea. Like, she had me in the car, blindfolded. That was fucking worrying. I almost had a heart attack on the way there because she cannot drive. Like, and that's not even like me taking the piss. Like, she literally cannot drive. She like persuaded me, like, look, get in the car. It's like, you don't have a license. You don't know how to drive. I am not getting in this car with you. It's like yeah, but we got to go to your birthday present. I was like, fine, all right, fine. I sat there in the car with blindfold on. She starts asking stupid questions like, is it left up here all right? So I'm wearing a fucking blindfold. Plus I don't know where we're going to. Then she starts, oh, you're always like this. I do something nice for you like this and you're always shouting at me. Oh. Anyway, we eventually get there. She takes my blindfold off and we're in a massive fucking field and there's a hot air balloon there. So anyway, we both get in the hot air balloon and we're both looking out over the side. Like, there's this other guy in there with us who's controlling it, but we're not really looking at that. We're not really looking in the basket. You wouldn't, would you? We're looking out like at the field, and then eventually as it's getting higher and higher, the tops of the trees gets higher and higher, looking out all over, just like this incredible view. And it was a really, really thoughtful birthday present, to be honest to her. It was really lovely. However, it didn't stay lovely for long. We were out there having a look, looking at the view, and she was like, oh, I love you, Barry. I said, cheers. So anyway, so the guy who's taking us there, he starts talking to us. He's like, oh, we can like take you guys over there, like near those cliffs. Sorry, not cliffs. Near those hills, if you want to get a view over there. My wife turns around to talk to the guy. Screams. Just absolutely frightened. I jump out of my skin. I nearly fall out of the basket. So what is it? What's wrong? Is there a hole in the balloon? Because that's like what your first thought goes to, isn't it? She goes, no, but there's about to be. So what do you mean? She's like, look, the balloon's on fire. The balloon's on fire. She starts pointing to the middle of the balloon. You know, where you pull the thing and then the fire, the heat comes up to like make the balloon go up and down, like to control it. I said to her, you stupid woman, that's meant to be there. She's like, don't be stupid, why is that meant to be there? What are you talking about? Fire's meant to be there. We're on fire, we're on fire. She starts panicking. I'm trying to say to her, look, that controls the balloon, it makes it go up and down. In her panicking, she starts flailing around, ends up knocking the guy out of the basket, right? I don't know how many feet up we are in the air. He starts falling. I'm like, oh my God, we just killed a man on my 40th birthday. What a way to ruin it, eh? So then I look down. Thankfully, there's like a rope at the bottom of the basket, and he's holding on for dear life. He was saying, look, you have to take us down. You're going to have to control it yourself now, Barry. And I turned to my wife and said, it's always a thing with you, isn't it? She goes, how are we going to put the fire out? And I said, we're not. We're not going to put the fire out because then we'll all be fucking falling to our deaths. She gets a flask of tea, opens up the flask, tips the tea on the flame, all goes out. I said, you stupid woman, you've doomed us all. Do you know what she fucking says then? She looks at the balloons like, oh, we're going down a bit, aren't we? We're going down quite quick. I'm not a violent man, but I nearly smacked her right between the eyes there and then. We're heading down, 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 deeper and down, like the status quo once sang. We end up crashing on the roof of Buckingham Palace. Swear to God. My first thought is to the driver, the guy driving the balloon. I go over to him. I'm like, are you alright? His leg, I mean, where you'd normally have the bend like in the knee like that, this bit was pointing up there. I was like, alright, maybe not so good then. So I said, look, well, we're going to have to find a way down. You guys stay up here. I'll try and find us a way out. So I find a door, climb down it, and then looking round, and I was just like, oh, fucking hell, I'm in Buckingham Palace, this is incredible. All of a sudden, right, I see this door that's open. I look inside, I'm like, maybe this is a way out. Look inside, it's the Queen's toilet. Suddenly my look for a way out, kind of thought, well, how many opportunities like this will I get? And I needed a shit anyway. I went in there, locked the door behind me, and I started having a crap on the Queen's personal toilet. You know, I was sat there, like, pooing away. All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock at the door. It's only Prince Philip. And he's there and he goes, oh, are you there, my love? What was I going to do? I was like, yes, Philip, I'm in the toilet. So he's there like, okay, he's okay. Have you been in there long? It seems like you've been in there a while. At that moment, I let out the biggest fart, and I end up pebble dashing the Queen's toilet. I was just thinking, there's no way this is going to flush, not one bit. And he's like, oh, you sound poorly, my darling. So I'd say, oh, yes, I've got a dicky tum. So he was like, oh, okay, I'll wait here for you. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So he's waiting at the door, waiting for me to come out so he can, I don't know, give me a kiss or something, to see if I'm alright. I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to do? I have a look round, and there is a window. So I open the window, climb through, jump on the ledge. I bend down, I'm stood on the ledge outside, I bend down to close the window. I slip. I start falling. I quickly grab onto the ledge like that, holding onto the ledge for dear life. Now, in the commotion and in the commode, I forgot to do my belt up. I was sat on the toilet and then I had the idea of going through the window. I just did it without doing my belt up or anything like that. Trousers and pants fall down, right? So I'm hanging from one of the windows of Buckingham Palace with my arse out showing. All these tourists start having a look, like they notice, basically. One of them says I've got a shitty arse. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I realised I hadn't wiped. These beefeaters behind me are like, there's a lunatic trying to get into Buckingham Palace. I was like, no, I'm not a lunatic. I came here in a balloon. That didn't help. They were just came here in a balloon. Right, get the guns. Eventually they got me down, you know. I told them that my wife and this balloon driver were up on the roof. Sure enough, they were there and they found them. Took us to the station. I explained the whole affair. Fined me $2,000. They said they let me off because it was my birthday. $2,000. To let me off would be like no fine. Hey ho. I mean, you could say it was a memorable birthday at least.